menstrual cycle regulation and lifting melancholy. It's yeah, the old.
Selling Jones is out in Spain, you say?
Yeah, I was going to go see him this year, but I didn't have enough time or money really.
So weren't they going to go?
He's from. It's like the wild ancestor of the plum.
Blackthorn.
Blackthorn.
Be really careful, they don't
No, yeah, it's not. The what's it called? The sloes are the only edible bit.
And those come out.
What do you mean, the sloes?
Yeah.
The sloes come out in September, October.
So how would you recognise that plant during the summer once all of the blossoms disappear?
The leaves look plum-shaped, and the stems are, as it's called, blackthorn. They've got very dark stems and trunks. And thorns.
And they usually grow to this sort of dimension, sort of as a bush, kind of shrubby.
They can grow bigger into small trees. Yeah. Yeah, but sloes are really nice. They're high in iron and
Make sloe gin out.
Yeah, you make sloe gin. You can dry them in a dehydrator and put them in teas, and they make really lovely. They put a really lovely tang into your tea.
So they're kind of like an Inca berry, the English
Yeah,
Inca berry.
yeah. The leaves and the berries and the flowers are edible. The leaves are at their absolute best now, just as they're opening, and they've still got the lime green colour. Because as they get older, they'll start producing more tannins, and the leaves will become tougher, more fibrous. So they're at their most tender and succulent now. And
it's hawthorn.
Hawthorn's a really good herb for heart problems and capillaries and blood vessels. So. The berries are the most potent medicinal part of the plant, but the leaves do have like the medicinal qualities too. It's just another really good spring tonic.
All the little psychic connections, these little insects know it's good. When I pick, there's loads of insects on there, so they know it's good.
Yeah, they're trying to supply you with fat-soluble vitamins.
And next to the hawthorn, we've got brambles, and obviously we all know brambles for the blackberries in autumn. But you can eat the shoots, you can eat the buds, and you can eat the young leaves, and they're really high in vitamins and minerals. Silicon, is it? Yeah.
And when you pick them, it makes two where you picked one, doesn't it?
Yeah, and on a lot of plants, yeah.
So on the brambles particularly, I noticed that.
Okay,
So it's actually helping them.
Yeah, you're better representation of it.
So because of the lateness of the British weather, you're saying that a lot of the herbs haven't come up yet?
Yeah, it's like the season is behind. It's because it was such a dry, cold spring, when the ideal conditions for spring is warm and wet. So we are a little bit behind. Metals were two massive parts of the Celtic diet. What's that?
Ortica. Ortica is the
Italian
name for it, the Latin name.
Dioica.
Yeah. Is it true that it was brought to this country by the Romans?
No, they brought the perennial. This is the perennial species.
That was native.
Which has always been native. They brought the annual species, which is smaller but got a harsher sting.
Right.
The smaller leaves, and they're almost rounder. Right, we're heading this way slowly.
Mum, how am I going to be able to stay on the bed while you start?
Plantain.
There's lots down there.
Is it what bigger versions of it?
Yeah, I was nearly called you over.
Okay, I've been waiting to find like a better one.
I should have called you over because there's just loads of it.
But okay, well, this is so this is ribwort plantain, which has got loads of different uses. It's good for lung problems. It's been used to draw heavy metals and toxins out of tissue. It's good for wound healing. If you eat it, mosquitoes are less inclined. They don't like the smell of your skin. Problems for drawing heavy metals and toxins out of your body. And
I'll
also,
take a picture on the way down.
they used to put plantain in their shoes whilst walking on long journeys because it soothes your feet. Like as the juice is expressed in your shoes and absorbs into your feet, it like soothes aching feet.
Okay.
Is that all three forms of the plantain?
Right, we've got hoary plantain, ribwort plantain, and greater plantain, and this is ribwort plantain. You can. What did you just ask me?
So on the greater plantain, you
can pull on the leaf on the flower stems. You can scrape all the buds off of the flower stalks, and it looks exactly like psyllium husk.
Oh, does it act in the same way medicinally?
I'm pretty sure it does. It's got that like mucilaginous, that like.
So it's an emulsant.
Yeah.
So you can use it to sort of stick things together.
And they used to make like crackers out of Neanderthal man used to collect the seeds and grind them into a paste and roast them into little crackers.
Oh.
So the seeds are really edible as well.
So when does plantain seed?
Plantain seeds in summer. And all the way.
And how
through.
high would it grow? Let's say if there weren't sheep in this field.
Okay, the ribwort plantain will grow a flowering stalk about that tall with a little black ball on the end. And I don't know if you were kids, we used to snap the stem, wrap it round, and fire them at each other. That's ribwort plantain. And then the greater plantain doesn't have like the little black flower on the top. It's got like a whole stem of little flowers which all produce little black seeds. Salad out without any bitterness.
What's it called?
This is a lime tree.
Lime tree?
Yeah.
It doesn't grow lime in the fruit?
No, it's a linden lime.
A linden lime, and you can eat the leaves?
You eat the leaves, and the flowers that it produces in summer are really amazing. Nervine, and again they're like they're a relaxant. So in France they love blending lime flowers with lemon balm, which makes a really delicious, soothing nervine tea. So yeah, you could even eat buds. You could pick a bud off and there's a.
Sounds different to us than the bones in their head. That's why it's such a shock when we hear it.
We don't hear our voice the way it
It's a little
actually
baby hawthorn tree there.
so the tape.
Okay, Dunks, true? Yeah, we got one here if you want to come.
Famous
This
for
is
parasites.
this is burdock. Its main use is skin. It's really good against psoriasis and eczema. And in Japan they cultivate the root as a vegetable like we do parsnips and carrots. It's burdock. This is this is a burdock.
Is it
You
the
also
same,
get
is
that
it
on
the
like
same
from
as the
Danji-
Japanese one?
Yeah,
Slightly different variety.
Yeah,
but-
they've been cultivated, and there's like a
okay.
wild carrot isn't the same as a
Okay.
cultivated carrot.
This is the proper wild one.
And the root can be like up to a metre long and about up to an inch diameter. The time when you want to harvest burdock root is literally the end of autumn to mid-spring, and then once the leaves start getting really big, all the energy's gone out of the root and into the leaves, because burdocks are biennial, which means it flowers in 2 years. It makes its root and leaves the first year. The leaves die off over winter, all the energy's stored in the root, so that's the time when you want it, when all the energy's in the root. And then in spring the first leaves start coming out, and all the energy starts coming out of the root and into the plant to flower. So once it starts getting late in spring, all the energy's going
So we're eating the
into
leaves
reproduction.
of that, or the root?
No, the root only. The root is really medicinal. Burdock root, yellow dock root, and red clover flowers make a really good eczema, psoriasis. Tea, like infusion. Yeah.
You really should put a stick in and then come dig the root off.
Yeah, or dig it in autumn as as like the summer leaves die off, then go for it. But we get the elder flowers for making pressé or tea, or the berries, which are good for against flus and colds. You can make syrups or dry the berries and put them into tea. They're absolutely amazing. They're so abundant in the season. But concentration, the leaves are like a purgative. They'll make you vomit. But it's a really powerful plant against colds and flus. The flowers are absolutely delicious as well, in salads or in teas. So. Elder.
What's it called again?
Beech.
Beech.
B-E-E-C-H.
And it creates a lot of nuts
Yeah.
in the autumn.
Yeah, and you can eat the spring leaves on a beech tree, but it hasn't come out into leaf yet. It's one of the last trees to come out into leaf. So what the large trees in a forest do is give all the plants on the forest floor a chance before they go into leaf. So the biggest trees are the last ones to come into leaf. Really high in vitamin C, and they've got antiseptic chemicals inside them as well. You can eat the pine resin, you can chew it like chewing gum. It's good for your teeth. There's lots of varieties of pine that produce nuts that we can eat. This isn't a
Is that the nuts or the
well, I'm talking about the needles as well, because you make them.
You can eat them.
You can eat them, but they're a bit fibrous. It's good just to make tea out of them or tincture.
Okay, a vitamin C and antiseptic.
Yeah.
Yeah, put some licorice in there with the tea.
Oh, she's tough.
You get really nice tasting tea.
But yeah, it's where the species we get the edible pine nuts from is the Mediterranean stone pine.
Yeah, you get those kind of ones like out in Ibiza. I've collected pine, little pine nuts.
And Spain and Portugal. They
Yeah.
grow. Yeah. Here's while we're here, this is a really quality herb. This is
Sticky willy.
This is sticky willy, sticky weed, cleavers, goosegrass, Galium aperine, whatever you want to call it. And this plant is really good for draining your lymph nodes and boosting your white blood cells and just supporting your healthy immune system. It's also good for bladder and kidney problems. And this is really good to juice with stinging nettles. So if stinging nettles are being like a red blood cell purifier, this is like a white blood cell purifier. So it's another brilliant spring tonic to get in you. You can steam it and eat it, you can eat it raw, but it's really stringy. The best thing to do with this is stick it in a juice if you've got a juicer.
Dead nettle in flower?
Yes, and although it's pink, this is called red dead nettle. In botany, there's a lot of flowers that are actually pink or purple, and they call it red something. And this is creeping thistle, which is it's not that you can eat that.
You don't want to step on it in the
But
sun.
and it doesn't taste bad, but it's a lot easier to get into a juice.
Yeah. Like again?
What's that?
Like again?
Seen it.
Yeah. So these two are really good ones. The dead nettles.
What's good about the dead nettle?
Yeah, they're good for melancholy.
Stream.
Red dead nettle is the right plant.
If you're feeling down.
Yeah,
it goes everywhere.
Yeah, it does.
But it's got a nice colour flower.
Yeah, and this one.
Is that serotonin boost again?
I'm not sure how they work in that way.
And Ben, you can eat the little flowers.
You can eat the flowers on them. You can eat the leaves. Yeah. And like I say, there's a red dead nettle, white dead nettle. There's a yellow one with yellow flowers, which looks really similar to the white one, but it has slightly shinier leaves. There's painted dead nettle, spotted dead nettle, and henbit dead nettle, which is just like a small red dead nettle. So it's good to know these because they are everywhere. Well worth it. Captain Kirk. Yeah. We're gonna get onto that. Yeah. That's the one from yesterday. It's just yummy. A little bit like red dead nettle. It's really tasty and it's really good for your lungs, your upper respiratory tract. They used to make syrups out of it for coughs.
So it's ground ivy. Is there any other name?
Ground ivy.
Any other names?
Its other name is alehoof. But because before we brought hops, before hops got brought to England, this is what they put in the bitters, in the ales to clarify them. And it is, if you can find a specimen, there's quite a bit of it around here. It's well worth a try. It's really nice. It's like an aromatic bitter. It's really good.
Is it the one in here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is ground ivy.
So it's the one with the purple flowers.
This one, yeah?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I found a greater plantain. Like on the tour, we were seeing the ribwort plantain. This is the greater plantain. And an identification technique for greater plantain is that when you break it apart like that, it's got like strings in between the stems.
And that means it's Grace plantain as
Well,
opposed
no, it
to...
means it's a plantain rather than,
Okay.
like, say, there's a leaf called campion, which looks very similar to this.
Yeah.
You know campion with the little pink flowers?
Yeah. Is that edible?
That's edible. It's bitter.
Show us the plantain.
This is... what did I say? About,
But where the white man
the Native Americans called it white man's feet or white man's trail or something, because when the white people travelled around North America, we brought this plant with us, and it grew in the tracks that we'd made across the country.
Did they take all the different varieties of plantain with them?
I'm not sure. It might have even just come stuck to some clothes, or I'm not sure whether it was taken as a food source or whether it just hitched a ride with English people.
Okay.
Okay. Mustard or garlic mustard, it's got a few names, but it's delicious. You can taste the garlic and the mustard in it.
Yummy.
Oh wow.
A lot of this grows
Bitter, isn't it?
on the way to the land.
It's yummy. It is actually yummy. It's like a bitter mustard.
Leaves that are like bumpy. And once you've identified it, it's definitely...
Why you're homesick, Gary? Because a significant part of your life's going to be here from now on.
Yeah.
That's what's going on.
No, that works fine.
You're feeling the longing.